Welcome to Important Updates, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. I bet you didn't know just how much the Airbus A321XLR delays are affecting travelers and airlines everywhere. The fluorescent lights of the airport terminal hummed. Mark stood at the gate, ticket in hand, expecting the new Airbus A321XLR. But the departure board told a different story. His flight was on an older jet. The agent explained, "There have been changes. The A321XLRs aren't in service yet." Mark wasn't angry, just disappointed. He'd bought into a dream, more comfort, a new era of travel. Airlines had promised new routes and comfort, but the dream was grounded. The delay ripples through airports everywhere. For Airbus, it's a high-stakes test of engineering and reputation. For now, the gate of disappointment remains open, but hope, like flight, refuses to be grounded. To understand the frustration, you have to understand the hype. The Airbus A321XLR wasn't just another airplane. It was billed as a revolution. XLR stands for extra long range, and that's its superpower. It's a single-aisle jet with the range of a much larger wide body, connecting cities previously out of reach. For airlines, this was a dream: cheaper to operate, fewer seats to fill, and the ability to open new, profitable routes. Suddenly, direct flights from secondary U.S. cities to Europe were possible and profitable. It was a paradigm shift, bypassing congested hubs for point-to-point travel. Passengers were excited too. The A321XLR promised lie-flat business seats, quieter cabins, and more personalized service. The biggest win? Convenience. No more long layovers. Just board in Portland, wake up in Amsterdam. Airlines rushed to order hundreds of planes, from major carriers to budget airlines worldwide. The order book swelled, making it one of the fastest-selling airliners in history. Airbus had a clear winner, if they could deliver. But building it was only half the battle. Certification would prove to be the hardest part. The industry watched, hopeful. The future of long-haul travel was within reach. The A321XLR was set to change everything. All that was left was to get it off the ground. But as we'll see, that was easier said than done. The hype was real, the challenge even more so. What makes the A321XLR special? It looks like its sibling, the A321neo, but underneath, it's a different beast. The key, the rear center tank, or RCT, an extra fuel tank integrated into the fuselage, holding nearly 13,000 liters of jet fuel. This gives the XLR its incredible range, up to 11 hours non-stop. But adding the tank meant reinforcing the structure, strengthening the landing gear, and modifying the wings. The result? An aircraft with unprecedented flexibility. Short domestic hops in the morning, transatlantic journeys in the afternoon. Airlines could simplify fleets and cut costs. Pilots certified on the A320 could fly the XLR with minimal extra training. The industry watched as prototypes took flight. Everything seemed on track. Tickets sold, inaugural routes planned. The future was close. But then, regulators took a closer look. The magic of the XLR was about to meet the reality of safety standards, and that changed everything. Every new aircraft faces rigorous certification. For the A321XLR, regulators zeroed in on the rear center tank. The concern: in a survivable crash, a ruptured tank under the cabin could cause a catastrophic fire. EASA's rules demand passengers have 90 seconds to evacuate in a fire. With a massive fuel tank below, could the XLR meet that standard? Regulators weren't convinced. Airbus had to answer. How can you guarantee safety above the tank in a worst-case scenario? The old rulebook wasn't enough. A new, higher standard of fire protection was required. Suddenly, the path to certification was anything but clear. Airbus engineers went back to the drawing board. Their first solution, a reinforced tank liner, wasn't enough for regulators. ESA wanted more. A design that would slow burn-through and give passengers extra seconds to escape. Adding fireproof insulation meant more weight, threatening the XLR's prized range. After months of negotiation, Airbus agreed to modify the lower fuselage with fire-resistant material and a robust thermal barrier. The fix added weight and complexity, impacting range and production. Airframes in production had to be reworked, causing delays. Every kilogram mattered. The process of designing, testing, and validating the new solution took time, lots of it. The original 2023 entry into service date slipped to 2024, then further. The XLR's promise was intact, but the timeline was shattered. Safety came first, but the cost was high. The industry waited. The delays began to stack up. The delays sent shockwaves through the airline industry. Airlines had built growth plans around the XLR, selling tickets, scheduling crews, marketing new routes. Without the planes, they faced tough choices: cancel routes or fly larger, less efficient jets at a loss. Many postponed or canceled expansions, losing ground to competitors. Retired older aircraft left fleet gaps, forcing airlines to fly existing planes harder or lease old jets at high prices. Maintenance costs soared, flexibility vanished. Executives were frustrated, multi-billion-dollar commitments now in limbo. Safety came first, but shifting timelines and poor communication from Airbus fueled tension. The delay wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a direct hit to strategy and the bottom line. Airlines waited, stuck between hope and uncertainty. For travelers, the XLR delay was personal. Families in smaller cities dreamed of direct flights. No more layovers, no more rushing through crowded hubs. Then came the emails, direct flights canceled, rebooked with long layovers. Travel time increased, convenience lost. Airfares rose as airlines faced aircraft shortages. The dream of low-cost, long-haul travel was pushed further away. Passengers expecting new cabins and lie-flat seats found themselves on older, dated planes. The promise of a better experience was replaced by disappointment. Thousands felt the letdown. Over-promising and under-delivering left a sour taste. The human cost was real. The pressure on Airbus was immense. The XLR was a cornerstone of their strategy against Boeing, but only if they could deliver. Delays brought embarrassment and financial penalties. Airbus focused on design changes, certification, and constant communication with regulators and airlines. They ramped up production, building gliders, planes ready for engines and delivery once certified. As of January 2026, first deliveries have begun, but ramp-up is slow and the backlog is huge. The race is on to get these planes to waiting airlines. Trust and reputation are on the line. The future of long-haul travel depends on what happens next. The stakes have never been higher. The world is watching. The A321XLR story is a lesson in aviation reality. Innovation must bow to safety. The delay was the system working. Regulators identified a risk. Airbus addressed it. Now, with deliveries underway, attention shifts to real-world performance. Will the XLR meet its range and efficiency promises, even with added weight? The first months of service will be critical. If it delivers, the XLR will reshape long-haul travel, and the delays will fade into history. For travelers, the wait is almost over. Direct routes and new cabins are finally arriving. For Airbus, the challenge is to ramp up production and clear the backlog. The journey was harder than expected, but the result could change the industry. The XLR is a testament to innovation and the non-negotiable demands of safety. The long haul was worth the wait. The future of flight is here, just a little later than planned. The skies are about to change.